everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're just going to go over more of that Utah Thunder game from Sunday night and just really talk about what the role players were able to do in that one. We're also going to look ahead and preview the NBA Cup tournament this week. The Thunder are obviously in it, so we'll preview all the games to look forward to, matchups, and all of that for all the teams. And then at the end, we'll kind of give an update on that Los Angeles Clippers unprotected pick. But before we get in, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps the channel out so much. So if you are a daily viewer of the channel and you love the videos, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But let's get into this. We're going to go back and look at Sunday's game against Utah. And obviously, you don't have Shea, you don't have a lot of your main guys. And J-Dub and Chet goes out there. They both give you 25 combined for 50. But it was really the role players that made the difference. You knew that Chet and J-Dub were both going to score above 20, but it was who was going to be those next guys. And you got it from a lot of the role players that you don't normally see a lot of. Aaron Wiggins had his first big game back. He had 19 points, was the third leading scorer, but you also got contributions from other guys. Ousmane Dieng had 16 points. Brandon Carlson had double digits, and Kenrich Williams had his best game since coming back from injury. And you didn't have the greatest game from A.J. Mitchell, Kasem Wallace, and Jay Will on the offensive end, but they still provided some good quality defense. A.J. Mitchell was still good out there. You knew what you were getting from J-Dub and Chet, but these role players really stepped up, and this just really shows how well-rounded and how deep the OKC Thunder are, because when you're missing the MVP and you're still able to go out there, you start the game up 13-1, you are pretty much have this game wrapped up by halftime, you win by 30. It's just insane to see this OKC team go out there week after week and just continue to get contributions from all this guy. And a lot of people are going to be like, who the heck is Brandon Carlson? But we've talked about him, and we know that the Thunder kind of wanted him to be a bit more part of the rotation this season, and he really has been. And especially since this Hartenstein injury, he's been able to get out there a bit more. And I expect him to try to get some minutes throughout the time that Isaiah Hartenstein is injured, and he really popped off against the Jazz. We'll see if he gets any kind of play in this NBA Cup, and we'll kind of transition into talking about what to look for this week with just the NBA Cup in general. Obviously, the Thunder are a part of it. They will be taking on the Phoenix Suns, and tomorrow's episode we'll just kind of deep dive that and just kind of deep dive into what to expect for that. But on the other side of the West bracket, you have the Lakers versus the Spurs. Don't think you'll have Wemby yet, but there are rumors that Wemby's going to be close to getting back. We're not sure how true that is or not, but Lakers really good, second in the West, playing against a Spurs team that has done really good. They've beaten them recently. The Spurs have beaten the Lakers, so Lakers looking for revenge, and they know that if they win, they want a chance to run into OKC and get revenge now that LeBron is back and Austin Reeves is playing crazy again. And we'll see if the Thunder could replicate what they did last time in OKC when it would be on a neutral site in Vegas. So that's something to kind of look forward to. And then you look on the Eastern Conference side of things, and we'll just kind of talk about those real quick. You have the Miami Heat and the Magic, both 14-10 going into the games tonight, and that should be a good one. And then you have the Knicks and Raptors. Knicks, one of the favorites to come out of the East, and the Raptors having a good season so far. So we'll have to see how those ones play, but it really feels like we'll run into a possible Thunder-Laker matchup, and whoever wins that will most likely win the NBA Cup. But you never know. We thought the Thunder were going to do that last year against the Bucks, and the Thunder don't play well, so maybe you run into the Knicks or the Magic and they just hit fire and the Knicks play out of their mind, and maybe the Lakers upset the Thunder because we have a couple guys injured and Hartenstein's not back and they just out-rebound us. But this week is full of it. So tonight is going to be the Eastern Conference. You're going to have your Magic and Heat, and then you're going to have your Knicks and Raptors, and then tomorrow will be the Western Conference, and the Thunder will be, since it's in OKC, the Thunder will have the 6:30 start in the first game of the night. Luckily, it won't be the 9 p.m. start because the game will be in San Antonio for the Lakers, so they'll have that one for that one. But for the OKC games aside for this week, the big one that we're looking forward is to tomorrow when the Thunder play the Phoenix Suns, and this is a game that a lot of people are looking forward to, especially the Suns and Suns franchise and the fans around them, because of how close they were to beating the Thunder a few weeks ago. It was a few games ago that the Suns went out there and had a chance to beat the Thunder. It was close late and was hitting shots. It felt like the Suns weren't missing and almost caught the Thunder off guard, but the Thunder were able to squeak one out. This was right before J-Dub got back, so obviously J-Dub is helping, but depending on who's back, is Shea going to be healthy enough to get back? What about Caruso, Dort, guys like that, Isaiah Joe? What is their kind of timetable? Obviously, the two days off is going to help tremendously, and I would expect at least all three of them to be ready. If not all three, 2 out of 3 will be ready for sure. So that'll be a big game for the Thunder. And then obviously if they win that one as expected, not only will they move on to the semifinals in Vegas to play the Spurs or the Lakers, they would be 24-1 and tie the Warriors for the best record through the best start in NBA regular season history through 25 games. Both us and the Warriors would be 24-1. So you go into that Lakers game where you have the added pressure of it being the semis. It's going to be in Vegas. You know, that's almost kind of home court for the Lakers with how much closer they are than Oklahoma City. You know the lights will be bright. Luka, LeBron, everybody will be out for that one. That one's going to be a big game. But not only that, you want to stay on track with the Warriors' 73-9 win pace, and you need to win this one. So that will be a really big game if we get into that on Saturday. That will be kind of stuff we look at in the coming days. Obviously, it might be the Spurs the Thunder play, or maybe the Suns get a major upset and upset the Thunder in the quarters, and then they're in the semis facing them, and we're just not talking about the Thunder in that way. But we'll have to kind of see how OKC does. Obviously, their focus is going to be on the Suns, take care of business in OKC, and then go Saturday out and you play whoever it is between the Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers. But we'll wrap up this video talking more about the Thunder future, and obviously the Los Angeles Lakers, or Clippers, pick being one of the biggest topics in basketball, if not the biggest topic in all of basketball right now, with how bad the Clippers have been and knowing that the Thunder have it completely unprotected. And right now, if at the time recording this video, if the season were to end, the Thunder have a top 4 pick and a 12.5% chance to get the number 1 overall pick, which is just unbelievable to say out loud. Right now, the Lake Clippers are in 4th right now. You have the Pelicans, you have the Wizards, and the Pacers that are all below them. And it's just crazy to think of how low this team is, and the fact that if the season were to end today, that the Thunder would have a potential top 3 pick, and that we're no longer talking about just a few games into the season. We are 25 games into the season. That's pretty nearly a third of the way through the season already. And the Clippers are that bad. They're 5 and nearly 20. The Thunder play the Clippers not this week, but next week. And the way the Clippers' schedule's looking over their next 7 games up until the New Year's of January, the Clippers' schedule might be the hardest the rest of the year. I believe their easiest game they have the rest of the way is maybe a Grizzlies game, and could very well see them go 1-7, and then if they do that, or even 2-7 or 2-6, whatever it might be, how low are they going to be? Are they going to still be in that 4th range? And then you're getting into nearly halfway through the season. Are they still top 6 or 7? Because I don't even think necessarily the Thunder need a top 3 pick. I think if the Thunder choose between 4 and 7, that's almost even more deadly, because the Thunder could possibly trade. They can kind of mix and match. If they wanted to really go for the top 3 guy, they could obviously trade. But we know Sam Preston. We trust Sam Presti to go out there and do that. But just another kind of update. As the time of recording this, the Clippers have the 4th odds, so the Thunder would technically have the 4th overall pick of the season were to end today, and they are just 23-1, and it's just it feels like a fever dream every day we go by, and it just feels closer and closer to happen. It's just unreal to think about. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the NBA Cup. How confident are you? Do you think the Thunder walk through this with ease all the way to winning it? Or do you think the Lakers kind of give us some trouble, or maybe one of the Eastern Conference teams? Let me know. But that'll be it for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.